What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the My Parents Office podcast. I am your host, Andrew Diaz. Today, I got Brett back with me. We are going to do our full, lengthy, and in-depth prediction of the Emmys since the nominations just came out. We're doing this on Tuesday, the 12th, pretty much a couple hours after all of the nominations came out. So buckle in for that. Make sure you're following us on all social media accounts at My Parents Office on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. My Parents Office podcast on Facebook, and articles from the office on Substack, along with Student Union Sports, where I'm writing 3 times a week for them. Brett, how are we?
What's going on, buddy? Long time no talk.
I know it's like we haven't recorded in weeks. It feels like doing this. But so the Emmys is I for me personally kind of takes like the third seat when it comes to award shows. Like when I follow, usually I'm a big fan of following the Oscars, and then Grammys I'd say would be second. But I do kind of forget that the Emmys are a thing, and that this year, looking at like who has gotten nominated, what's gotten nominated, it's a very, I think, pretty loaded year of television shows and television characters. For you, what do the Emmys kind of mean for you, year wise, or if you had to rank the 3 big award shows, how do you kind of follow them?
Yeah, so for myself, Oscars is number 1,
Mm-hmm.
Emmys is number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Grammys number 3.
Yep.
And I feel like I used to enjoy the Grammys more when I was like, I mean, maybe even like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say younger, but like that's yeah. But I feel like the Grammys is a lot worse with this than I'm pretty sure all 3 kind of do. Maybe not Emmys, but the performances, like the
Yep.
music performances, kind of like take away a lot of the Grammys for me, because it's like I really only care about the awards. Like if I really wanted to see like a music video, I'd watch a music video.
Yeah, the performances don't do really anything for me.
No, but that's the majority of it. Like a 5-hour award show could be an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like the Gram or not the Grammys, the Oscars are cool when they did like I think they just did for the past Oscars, they did like the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. Like they brought like some of the cast out for that. Like stuff like that I think is cool because it's not this big production. With the Grammys, you are essentially paying for a concert with people winning awards interspliced throughout.
Yeah.
And I just looked up. I was like, oh, I wonder when the Grammys are, but those have already happened. I'm reading now.
Oscars too. I did the same thing like yesterday.
Because yesterday we were like, oh yeah, we'll do the Emmys, and then like when Grammys and Oscars rolls around, we'll do those. Like it'll be great. And now I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to wait a little bit of a time before that.
I mean, by the time the Emmys roll around, I think that's September. The other 2 really aren't that far away.
Right, for when the nominations drop, from we can do this.
Yeah.
So
and also comparing Grammys to the other 2.
Hmm.
For the Grammys, I think I care most about what actually wins.
Yeah.
And obviously I care about that for all of it, or like it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But for the others, I also care about the actual like acceptance speeches and interviews and whatnot.
Yeah, to me, the Oscars, I like more to just see like how much they mess it up. Just because, like I'm completely like set on how bad they'll mess it up. Like, and especially the past 2 or 3 years, I don't think have been very strong movie wise. And they're also, it used to just be they were nominating 5 or 6 Best Picture. That's the one I really care about, that and Best Actor. Now they're nominating like 8 or 9 different movies for Best Picture. Where every movie that got decent critical was decently critically acclaimed will get a nomination. Like I think like West Side Story, like you didn't really hear anything about when it came out.
That like just came out.
Like that got nominated. King Richard, that won this past year. And like, yeah, it wasn't great. Or he won Best Actor for King Richard.
Yeah.
Coda won it. I mean, like I'm looking at these movies. I probably would have picked like Power of the Dog to win it, but Coda won, which again I don't really care about.
I like Coda more than Power of the Dog, but I'd say Power of the Dog. I like it more than King Richard. I like King Richard, but I definitely don't think Will Smith just played Will Smith. Like there was nothing like crazy about what, I don't know. We can talk about this next time.
Yeah, I agree.
But
The last good year of it, I'm looking at it, was 2019 because you had Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Ford vs Ferrari, Jojo Rabbit, The Joker, Marriage Story, 1917, The Irishman. That was a loaded year.
still too many, dude. So
Oh,
did I
way
tell
too
you that
many.
I'm trying to watch every movie that got nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture?
Are you working backwards or
I'm
forwards?
starting present day.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. Yeah, that's a pretty. I mean, now you're gonna be like in the next like 10 years, you're gonna have to watch like 30 movies a year. So you're just gonna nominate everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at right now, it's like you said 9. If you look at like the mid 90s, it's like 4.
And it's like
Did mid
like
90s get ever? Did the movie mid 90s ever get nominated for Best Picture? That was a good movie.
I don't think so.
The Jonah Hill movie.
No, I don't believe so.
If you haven't seen that, check that out.
But like even it was even up. So 2009 was the year they broke that 5 to 6 mold when they nominated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They nominated 10 movies that year. And like the top 5 or 6 that got nominated with Hurt Locker, Avatar, Blindside, and Glorious Bastards up, I thought were very good. Or Precious, even I'm fine having Precious get nominated, but like District 9 and Up in the Air got nominated. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what is this?
Even in Glorious Bastards, I love that movie, but
Well, that you could make like the argument like that could have won like best foreign film because I'd say over like 70% of it is you have to have subtitles for it because of the language. Like they're speaking German, French, Italian. Like a lot of that majority isn't in English. Only like the Brad Pitt parts are in English.
it's tremendous.
All right, so I've got both of us have pulled up what was nominated for the Emmys. So we're gonna go through. We're not gonna do every category, obviously, but we're gonna go over like the meat and potatoes categories, and we're gonna make our picks. I'll write them down to make sure we have them on file for when the Emmys actually roll around. And I'll put a post out for that, kind of like how we did versus or what our picks were versus versus what actually won.
What's your criteria? Words. What's your criteria for picking these? So like let's just say best lead actor in a drama series. Like my favorite actor in this doesn't mean I'm going to pick him for best actor in drama series, meaning I love Jason Bateman, like, and he's probably my favorite actor out of that list. I don't think his portrayal in Ozark is the best like dramatic role in the series.
Right. I mean, like there's some of them, like I mentioned to you before we started recording, there's some things I haven't seen. Like I know the hype around them. So like with that, I'm going to kind of go off of what I have seen thus far. But yeah, like I agree. Like I love Jason Bateman. I mean, if Jason Bateman was up for Arrested Development, I would vote for him in this, but he's up for it in Ozark, where I would say he's my second favorite actor probably from Ozark. And so like and like there are better people up for other parts. I really like Laura Linney in that.
Okay.
Who's also nominated for Best Actress in a Drama.
Yeah.
So let's start off. We'll go with Best Drama Series. Nominated, we have Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jackets. Are there any that you immediately just like X out, like not happening, not voting for it?
I want to ask you one question first. What's the first thing you noticed about this year?
It's all streaming services.
It's all streaming, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
No network like sitcoms or really network shows. I think
I mean, Better Call Saul does go straight to AMC Plus, but it's also on AMC.
Yeah, and I also think a lot of the people watch, if you go with that and Breaking Bad, like that's a big Netflix one too. Like it's almost like a 50-50 a little bit where it goes right to Netflix.
Right to AMC Plus.
Yes, but all like
it's like a year later that it gets like actually uploaded though.
Right.
Opposed to Euphoria, Ozark, the rest, where they go straight on their streaming service, like Better Call Saul AMC Plus.
Yep.
I think the first one I can cancel out. The only one I haven't seen is Yellow Jackets. which
Mhm.
might be maybe my next watch after Normal People for
Yeah.
shows.
For me,
Uh,
I haven't seen Yellow Jackets or Severance.
I'm surprised Hacks didn't get nominated for best series. Oh wait, is that comedy? Never mind, that's comedy.
Yeah, that got nominated for
Um,
comedy.
I would cross off Squid Game, I think.
See, I would cross it off, but I also think because of the foreign element and I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I also look at it was original. It's a very original piece of content. So I'm not ready to eliminate that right off the rip.
But I wouldn't eliminate it off of like comedy. I feel like it was funnier than dramatic.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. But like when you look at what got nominated for comedy, it's like straight
No,
up comedy. It's like
yeah, like
like
even
blurring
yeah,
that line is tough because you have a show like Curb and Ted Lasso, two
dude,
that are very funny shows, or people think are very
Curb
funny
is
shows,
still getting nominated. Like
which is absolutely nuts.
in Abbott Elementary, which I haven't seen that, but I'm pretty sure it's like a sitcom.
So for me, I eliminate. I'm taking Yellow Jackets and Severance off. I also
Love
personally
Severance.
wasn't a huge fan of Succession. When
Love
I
Succession.
watched it. So like, I'm gonna take that off, and I also think Stranger Things comes off here.
Yeah, okay.
I just think like it's at this it's a little familiar and like it's I don't know something about it. It just doesn't feel like a winner to me at this year with what else is being nominated.
You know what? I'm gonna okay, so I'm taking off. So Euphoria, I'm taking off. I'm not even
Mhm.
considering it.
Okay,
Squid Game, Stranger Things, and Yellow Jackets.
so
So I'm debating between Better Call Saul, Ozark, Severance,
mhm.
Succession. Have you seen Severance yet?
No, I
Do
have
you know the
not.
premise of it?
Of bits and pieces, very sparse.
Do you know? So the idea of it pretty much is these people get a procedure, and so there's pretty much two of you, kind of. Whenever you're at work, you have no idea of what goes on after that fact. Your whole life is work. And then when you're outside of work, you have no idea what happened at work.
See, again, like it's not for me. It's not something would find interesting, but it's original.
You
Like
might like it.
that's what
Right.
I do think like will help a lot of series that may not be, I think, like the best is that it is original. So I definitely think that could definitely be in contention.
I think it is you, and the director is Ben Stiller, so you should check it out.
All right. And what's it? It's a good cast too. You've got
Adam
uh
Scott.
Adam Scott, John Turturro, who I love, is in it. I
Yep.
just saw Britt Lauer. So it
Christopher
is a pretty good
Walken.
cast. Um,
Um,
so I think if I'm going off who I think is gonna win this, I'm between I actually have Euphoria on here as one of the ones I think could win it. Just because it's a very
it's so popular, but I don't think
it
it
took
deserves it.
it took a twist on kind of a coming of age drama and really elevated to the next level. While most of the time I did hate watch it because I hated the characters, I also hated them because I thought like they did a good job making you hate them. Like, because the characters I did hate are the ones that you're supposed to hate. Like that
You know, like
whole
what you just said, I still think that show is too character driven. Like there's not enough plot, which make like I don't know.
and the one thing I don't like is how, like I just said, I like how they kind of elevate it. I almost feel at points they elevate it too much, where Rue is getting into being a drug dealer and has to deal with like what this drug dealer lady is going to do to her. I feel like that is just so far fetched, which is why I'm gonna eliminate it. And that puts me down to Ozark and Better Call Saul, which do have similar premises a little bit. You've got it's they're not directly the same, but drug dealing is a big portion of it. Um, I also think you have one of the best villains in television history in Gustavo Fring in Better Call Saul. Also, you've got Lalo and Nacho Salamanca, two great characters. I don't know if I'm going off recency bias here, but I think Better Call Saul is going to win. best drama, or at least I should say my recency bias.
Yeah. I mean, even recency bias is the only one that's still on right now, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that'll probably get nominated for next year as well.
no, exactly. Like, I think Stranger Things will too, because this season's really popular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking Succession. I love that show a lot. Just the idea of like, if this nomination is based off this most recent season, I love it. Like, we're going to be picking lead actor in a drama series soon, and Jeremy Strong's character Kendall,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much his whole character arc is him just trying to like, you know, take the business that his dad built. It's a good show. It's one show that didn't get nominated at all that kind of has somewhat of a similar premise as Yellowstone.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised that didn't get nominated.
Yeah, even for best drama, I'm surprised. For a couple characters didn't get nominated. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to comedy series, we have Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows. Right off the rip, I hate Barry. I'm eliminating Barry just because I personally hate that show. I got through 2 seasons of it and was just like, I fucking hate this. It's a lot like Ted Lasso, where it has this massive cult-esque following, where I don't even know if you could call it a cult following because of how big the audience is. But I just hate Barry, so I'm eliminating that.
I haven't seen a lot of these. A lot of them are on my list. Like Barry is on my list. Hacks I want to watch. Marvel, like Only Murders in the Building I want to watch. Like some of these I've been keeping up with, like the story behind them, like whenever they get picked up for a new season, stuff like that. But I mean, this one's pretty easy for me. Ted Lasso, I love this since it came on. This one I'm a little biased off of because I mean, my girlfriend and I watch it like every episode that came on per week. Like,
Yep.
I mean, again, it's also comedy series, and I think that one does the best job for beginning to end, just try to make you laugh and not in like a corny sitcom kind of way.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's actually my pick also for this, because again, I fall into that same boat a little bit as you, where I haven't seen a ton of these series. But I also don't think there's been hype as much as there is around a show like Ted Lasso. I mean, it's
sorry.
What were you gonna say?
I thought you were saying there wasn't hype on that show.
Oh no, every time I checked my Twitter timeline, it was when a new episode of Ted Lasso would come out, it was all Ted Lasso memes, like or just tweets about that. So I mean, and I never really saw that about shows like, especially the new season of Curb. I never really saw that, or about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I just think Ted Lasso really captivated pretty much America as a comedy series. So I think that's how it wins.
I got Zoe a Ted Lasso Valentine's Day card this year.
Did you?
What did
it say?
It was I don't remember what it said, but the main it was, I forgot the character's name. One second. It was Roy and Keely on the front with like Roy's like grumpy ass face. I'll send you a picture next time over there.
Yeah, but yeah, so we're in lockstep here where we think that's gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, I think Barry and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Some of these are a little too nichey.
Mm-hmm.
Like Curb, I think has a very specific audience.
Yeah, I think that audience is people that like Seinfeld growing up.
That, or I mean, I'm part of this audience, but just also very dry humor.
Yes. I really enjoy Curb. I like it a lot, but yeah, I just don't see it winning.
Yeah, no.
Especially when you're put up against a monster like Ted Lasso or even Barry. Like I think Barry would, if you look at the votes for it, I think Barry's gonna beat Curb.
Yeah, for sure. That yeah.
So now we're moving to limited series. We have 5 nominations here. We have Dope
3
Sick.
of them from Hulu.
I know it, which is crazy. So you have Dope Sick, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, and The White Lotus. Me here, I'm going Pam and Tommy. I really enjoyed it, especially the it being a true story was kind of cool. And following that whole saga of the sex tape being stolen, I thought was hilarious. And really was a good time while you're watching it, along with like the cast for it too. Sebastian Stan was really good in it. Lily
Lily
James,
James is great
Deathstroke,
in it.
Nick Offerman too in somewhat a limited role, and even Andrew Dice Clay was in it, one of my favorite comedians of all time. So that also kind of gives me a little boost towards it. Seeing Dice in it as Butchie, I thought was cool. So I'm gonna go with for me personally, I'm going Pam and Tommy. I also do think it's the best of those being nominated because of that true story aspect.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like what we talked about not yesterday, but weeks ago when we were talking
Mhm.
about um shows and movies that tried to retell history.
Mhm.
I think that they did it the right way in both
Yeah.
like an entertainment and historical way. Um, we might have to do this in a different way next year where we have like a draft where we
Mhm.
pick like five of like what we think will win and they go back and forth. Cause I'm also gonna pick Pam and Tommy, and I feel
Yeah.
like this is how it's gonna go. Inventing Anna. I think they're kind of taking a gamble on Julia Garner with her popularity from Ozark.
Yep.
And I really think she's kind of the next big, like one of the next bigger actresses. Like she's supposed to be playing Madonna in
Mhm.
her next biopic. Um, I haven't got to see Dope Sick or Dropout yet,
Mhm.
but I mean, give me like 3 weeks, I'll binge them both.
Yeah. Next up, lead actor in a drama series. You've got Jason Bateman in Ozark, Brian Cox in Succession, Jeremy Strong in Succession, Lee Jung Jae in Squid Game, Bob Odenkirk in Better Call Saul, and Adam Scott in Severance. Um,
Who are you going to pick? Wow, can't have no idea who you will
I'm,
pick.
like I said before, like Jason Bateman, we this was like the discussion we just had about Jason Bateman. If this were Jason Bateman for Arrested Development and Arrested Development was a drama, I'm gonna pick Jason Bateman. But here I'm going Bob Odenkirk, even though in Better Call Saul, like there are so many moving pieces in that where like in some episodes he even gets lost in the mix a little bit. I think not lost in the mix, but like you focus a lot on like on Mike or Gus, or on Lalo or Nacho Salamanca. There's a lot of moving pieces, but I'm going Bob Odenkirk here.
Um, I love Jason. I think Jason Bateman is like the shining light of Ozark, to be honest,
Mhm.
because I love Ozark a lot, but every season kind of just feels like it's retelling the same story of we're trying to get out of this situation. How are we gonna do it? Oh, try to make more money for the freaking uh for the mob, not
The
mob, but
cartel, the cartel.
cartel, yeah. Um, oh wait, we made them the money they needed. Oh, they want more money. It's just like the same
Yeah.
story over and over again. I love it. But I'm gonna have to go with Jeremy Strong's Succession. Both Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong. I like their characters.
Jeremy
Jeremy Strong,
Strong.
I think, just had a lot more diversity in his performances of that show. Cause like times you feel bad for him, at times you hate him, at times you love him. During his birthday party, he's having a rap performance. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Um, at the end of that last season, you feel for him, him admitting to his siblings that spoiler that he killed a kid
Mhm.
accidentally. Um, and then it goes from like everybody hating him to his siblings like, give it another try, Andrew.
All right.
I know, like one of the oddest things I feel about that show, two things. It tries to be a little too smart,
Mhm.
and I don't love the way it's filmed. Like it's very like shaky cami, which makes no sense. Like
Yep.
I looked it up once, and it's supposed to be as if like the camera is another person in the room, but that
Mhm.
makes no sense. Like it's filmed as if it's like The Office, like a documentary being filmed, but that's not what's happening.
Yeah, that's weird. Lead actress in a drama. Nominated for that is Jodie Comer in Killing Eve, Laura Linney in Ozark, Melaine Linsky, yes, in Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh in Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon in The Morning Show, and Zendaya in Euphoria. As was with Zendaya in Euphoria, I think she does just a great job. Like her transformation over season 2, how she looks so much healthier towards the end of it versus like the beginning, where she's like the scene where she walks in to Dominic Fike's character or Dominic Fine's character in
Like,
the doing cocaine off of the washing machine. She looks so sickly in that and looks so healthy towards the end of season 2. I think is a great job of her acting in that, along with she plays at times such a sympathetic character and at other times a very hateable character and kind of like a very evil character at some points.
I don't think she's ever not a hateable character. I think she's probably one of the most hateable characters on TV right now.
Who would be the likable character in that? Because even Jules has like this
Lexi.
But a lot of people hated her after the what's it called? The school play.
I loved her. I loved her more. I'm also not like doing a bit. Like I honestly loved her more. Like I'm not being sarcastic.
No, I know. It's so
Fez.
I'd say Fez.
And then Ali. I think those are the top 3 likable.
What's his name made himself more likable towards the end? I think Nate turning his dad in.
No, he's never going to be likable. That dude's a piece of shit.
He made it. There were points there where you almost felt bad for Nate throughout that.
No.
Oh, definitely. Oh, come on.
No, never. Like, if a murderer rescues a puppy, you don't feel more. The murderer does not become more likable.
Oh, yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Zac Efron as Ted Bundy was kind of likable.
It's because you see Zac Efron.
That's fair. You got me there. I'm going with for who I think will win. I really liked her in season 1 of The Morning Show. I like Reese Witherspoon a lot. I do really enjoy The Morning Show as well. I thought season 1 was very, very good, where it's almost like a Harvey Weinstein. Steve Carell plays almost like a Harvey Weinstein character, sexual assaulter in the workplace, especially at a news station. I think overall the series is very good, and Reese Witherspoon really elevates it to be as good as it is.
Who is he actually? I forgot the name of the actual dude he's based on.
I think. Oh, I don't know. I think he's based off like a Lauer. Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
Weinstein. It's tough mixing up those prolific rapists and sexual assaulters in the entertainment industry.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Laura Linney in Ozark, Wendy's character.
I'm fine. Like, I'm fine with that. That's not what I'm gonna argue you about.
No, I'm just glad they were picking different answers because I really thought you were gonna pick Linney.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon is amazing. I wish Jennifer Aniston got an nomination as well, at least for that first season.
Yeah, I think she definitely could have. I mean, having not seen Killing Eve, I definitely think she could have substituted one of those those dual nominations.
Fair. Or
just
add another.
Yeah, I know. I mean, what's the issue with that? Just throw another one on there.
There's like what, 8 for comedy series? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's 6 for actor and actress, I think.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Laura Linney in Ozark because, I mean, just like what I was saying about Zendaya, Laura Linney is probably her character, probably also a very hateable character.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like whatever Marty, Jason Bateman's character, is doing, Laura Linney just wants to do the opposite. Like, it's like they both had the same goal, but 2 totally different ways to solve it.
Yeah.
For someone who you're kind of trying to cheer for in that, she's kind of like one of the biggest villains.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, only cares about herself in that.
Next up, we have lead actor in a comedy series. I think this is the strongest field. You have Donald Glover in Atlanta, which I think Atlanta should have got nominated. You have Bill Hader and
I
Barry,
agree.
Nicholas Hoult in The Great, Steve Martin in Only Murders in the Building, Martin Short in Only Murders in the Building, and Jason Sudeikis in Ted Lasso. So both of us had Ted Lasso winning comedy, but I'm going with, well, I think that will win
Glover.
best comedy series. I'm a huge fan of Atlanta. I think Donald Glover is going to win for his role in that because but again, the issue it faces is it is a very niche show. It's kind of I think like a hipsterish show where only people that are big, you get a lot of community fans will watch that show because of Donald Glover, and then you'll get a lot of Childish Gambino fans watching it because of Donald Glover. He is a driving force behind why a lot of people watch Atlanta, but I just think he's awesome in this show, and it's a very, very underrated TV show along with that. So I'm going to go with Donald Glover in Atlanta.
Obviously, it's a good pick. There really aren't many bad picks in this. I do think that they're trying to push Only Murders in the Building a little too hard.
Way too hard. And that's why I'm also surprised Selena Gomez didn't get nominated.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because of how much they're pushing this show. And I think it's the few episodes I've seen of it, I think it's not very good.
That was not an odd, like, that was a common opinion when that show first came out.
Yeah.
Like, when that show got renewed for a season 2, like, the comment sections were just like, why? Like, people did not love that show. I mean, obviously, it's doing well, there's an audience, but, or they're just putting all their eggs in one basket with this show. Cause I mean, I don't really know how many shows on Hulu right now have multiple seasons that are successful.
Yeah.
Again, a little biased. I'm just gonna go with Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. For something that I mean, what I said about that show for a comedy for trying to make you laugh from beginning to end, that character does have a lot of range. Like, you really did think in the beginning that he was just gonna be a goofy character, but I mean, for what's going on with his ex-wife, not really being able to talk to his son, just everything, like, you really feel for the character. You feel sad for a character, you feel happy, he makes you laugh, like, it's just like a friend in the room. But you know, I'm also pretty confident that I think he'll probably have one of the top votes along with Glover, Hader, and Sudeikis. Bill Hader.
Oh, definitely. I rewatched Horrible Bosses this past weekend. He is hilarious in that.
That whole cast.
It very, and again, like even the boss in that, like that, you have 5 very, very good actors in that with Jennifer Aniston, Kevin Spacey,
Charlie Day,
Jason Sudeikis, and Jason Bateman.
I mean, I hear from Charlie Day, or I listen to Charlie Day every week.
Why isn't he on the pod yet? What?
They're homies for the It's Always Sunny podcast.
I got it. I've listened to that a handful of times. It's pretty good. Just not like, I'm not like a massive. I shouldn't say I'm not a massive fan because I really do like It's Always Sunny, but just it's not one I would listen to every week.
I love
it. Next category we have Best Actress or Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. You've got Rachel Brosnahan in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Quinta Brunson in Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Cuoco in The Flight Attendant, Elle Fanning in The Great, Issa Rae in Insecure, and Jean Smart in Hacks. I've seen none to very little of these, so I honestly have no clue. I'm gonna listen to your reasoning and then go off somebody that you mentioned and why you may be deliberating between the two. So I'll give the floor over to you for this.
I've seen one.
Okay.
I mean, the only one I've seen is The Flight Attendant with Kaylee Cuoco, and I mean, it's not even like I like it. I thought it was a mini series, and then I heard there's a season 2. Jesus. So, I mean, Kaylee Cuoco.
I was gonna go
like,
with
it's
her.
A fun show, and it could also even be considered like a dramedy, I guess. There should be a dramedy category. Because I feel like that doesn't even like go directly in that. I don't really think she's that funny in the show. I do like her as an actress. I'm not hating on her, if you're listening. But there are 2 shows on here that I do really want to watch with The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Did you say you watched that and you didn't really care for it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, so that and Hacks are 2 that I'm really want to see. Hacks on HBO, I think. That's probably gonna be a binge pretty soon.
Mhm.
The others I really like. Insecure. I mean, I've heard great things, but it's not really something I'm interested in. And Abbott Elementary, I don't love like sitcom type shows.
Yeah,
The Great, I really want to get into that, but it's also kind of nichey, right? That's like a very like British, like that's is that like a royalty English show?
I think so. But for mine, I'm taking Elle Fanning in that just because she was in a pretty good episode of Law and Order SVU, I think in like 2006 or 2007. So like there's my pick right there.
You're
Because
going
I,
off of
I was gonna go Kaylee Cuoco in Flight Attendant, but I wanted to go different also because
yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco was the only real actress. Like I've seen other stuff that she's in, but yeah, I'll go Elle Fanning. Switch it up a little bit, and if it wins, it wins. If not, no skin off my back.
Not trying to be that guy right now, but besides like Squid Game, not a lot of diversity in these categories.
Oh, not at all. Which I'm like surprised. You see that more in the Oscars.
In the diversity?
Oh yeah. Well, it's tough with TV because like again, like Squid Game is really the only diverse show.
Atlanta.
But like, yeah, and even, or I was just, but like, you get a lot of these new kind of British royalty rewrites of history, I call them a little bit because they're not full rewrites, but like it takes you back to that time frame. That's a big thing you'll see in TV now. But yeah, it's not the most diverse group.
But even like, I mean, I guess, yeah, the Oscars is, but I feel like that's kind of only for the winner sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So yeah, occasionally.
Occasionally.
Next up, lead actor in a limited series or movie.
I never even heard of Under the Banner of Heaven.
I have not either. I like Andrew Garfield though, so that might be.
Is it an English show? Because I mean,
it's in English. Yeah, they speak English.
Yeah. Is it a British show?
How are their teeth? Are they all messed up? Because that'll be your answer.
I mean, I always forget that Andrew's British, but then.
So nominated for that, you have Colin Firth in The Staircase, Andrew Garfield in Under the Banner of Heaven, Oscar Isaac in Scenes from a Marriage, Michael Keaton in Dope Sick, Himesh Patel in Station 11, and Sebastian Stan in Pam and Tommy. I brought him up earlier how much I really liked him in Pam and Tommy. I was a little bit, when I read this, I was a little bit between Michael Keaton and Dope Sick and Sebastian Stan, but just really thinking back to how much I enjoyed Pam and Tommy, I got to go with Sebastian Stan.
Sorry. That show Under the Banner of Heaven with Andrew Garfield. I was just looking at the cast. The co-star is that girl that I was talking about yesterday, who's in everything right now, Daisy Edgar Jones, the one who's in that the one who's in Fresh, Normal People, where the Crawdads sing, like they are pushing. And she's also British, so I think it is actually a British show.
Imagine if she just like flops, like she has just like this massive push as an actress and just like she doesn't connect.
I think it's actually been pretty organic. Like, I think it's just been her getting cast in things that are relatively popular. Because if you ask like most people, they're not gonna know her by name. Like
Industry plant.
Like, what industry plant?
Yeah.
I think the people that are worse for that are just shoved down people's throats is like Timothy Chalamet, who has been around for a long time.
Don't do this.
What?
Don't do this. I love him.
I love him too, but like people who don't follow film that heavy, they saw him in like 3 big roles back to back to back. And I saw a lot of people in the comments at that time that were like, just cast somebody different. But that was just because they thought he was like somebody new. No, he did his part. He had his smaller roles. He was in freaking Interstellar for like 10 minutes.
I gotta say, him in Dune feels a little bit miscast. Like he is
Pretty boy in Dune.
Yeah, he is like I would beat the shit out of Timothy Chalamet. Like if we fought, like he looks like a frail individual. So like him and Dune feels
He's
very.
so likable, though. Have you ever listened to any interviews? He's so likable.
I saw I think one of him like speaking French, and he just looks so swift when he does it. So I was like, wow, this guy, like, it doesn't seem like anything is going wrong for him.
Watch his Actors on Actors with Emma Stone.
Have you seen Hot Summer Nights?
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good. I mean, it
it's a good
overall
movie.
it was a decent, fun movie to watch, but he is very good in that.
Yeah, no, I like him a lot, but I'm just saying, like, the perception of him could have been like a little too much all at once.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's the immediate perception of Daisy Edgar Jones.
How do you feel about Chalamet playing Willy Wonka in the new Wonka coming out in 2023?
If they're going for like a young Wonka, I'm about it.
I have little to no interest in seeing that because I hated the most recent one they did in like the mid 2000s with I think Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Like the original is great. The
Wilder.
original is so awesome. And the most recent one was just creepy. Like it was so weird.
I was
I
saying
thought.
it's weird saying most recent for something that was like 20 years ago.
I know, I know. But so I've muted interest on that, but
I mean, I'm definitely not like, who cares if I'm against it?
you're not buying the
But
ticket now for it. Like you're not
no,
like
what's the plot? Is there a plot yet?
I think just Willy Wonka.
If it's like a young Willy Wonka and like kind of like the story around him, I'm interested. I don't know. I'm not like, I don't hate it.
So the cast is like even more baffling to me. The second build guy on here, take a guess. Like, don't look it up. Take a guess. Like, I don't think
Do I
you'll
know
get
him?
it. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Tom Hanks. I don't know.
Keegan Michael Key,
Is
and
it
then
comedy? Because like the only still is kind of creepy.
it's a musical fantasy film.
It's a musical.
So okay, so it is okay. Now I'm a little more interested. The story of young Willy Wonka and his adventure prior to opening.
That's
The
what I'm
world.
saying. If it's like a young Willy Wonka,
I'm a little more in. I'm roped. All right. I just bought my ticket.
golden ticket, you got it.
I'm
You open
excited now.
enough. You have enough chocolate bars. You got your golden ticket. You're invested.
But they also have Rowan Atkinson is the fourth build on here, the guy that played Mr. Bean. Like, I am concerned and excited.
uh,
Back to limited actor or a lead actor in a limited series. Who are you picking?
I do think Sebastian Stan has definitely, he's probably gonna win. But I'm gonna go Andrew Garfield for a show I haven't seen before. Under the Banner of Heaven. Come on, I'm putting money on you. You know, I like Andrew Garfield a lot. I feel like, I don't know if the award shows have really done him justice. I think Tick Tick Boom, his performance in that is better than Will Smith and King Richard.
He was excellent in that movie.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, after just looking at that cast, it's definitely a show that I'm really interested in. And I mean, like we talk about with Euphoria, like that show is character driven. So I mean, I know Pam and Tommy is like Seth Rogen, Lily James, Sebastian Stan, but I don't know. Oh, Oscar Isaac. It's weird that it's that. I mean, Dark Knight, is that or Moon Knight, is that limited series or season?
I think limited series.
It's probably, well, maybe just because it's really new. We're gonna gamble a little and say Andrew Garfield. Let's check back in a week and a half if I tell you if that show is shit or not.
Lead actress in a limited series.
Toni Collette is also, sorry.
So Toni Collette in The Staircase, Julia Garner in Inventing Anna, Lily James in Pam and Tommy, Sarah Paulson in Impeachment, American Crime Story, Margaret Qualley in Maid, and Amanda Seyfried in The Dropout. Again, this I think is a very strong group of actresses, a very talented group. You've got Julia Garner, Amanda Seyfried is great, Lily James is very good, Toni Collette is very good. Like, but I mean, I'm sticking with the Pam and Tommy train, and if nothing from them wins, I'm absolutely fucked with what I've picked. I'm taking Lily James, but if like none of them win, which there's again like it's a very strong possibility. There's no locks when it comes to this. I'm screwed.
I think there's some snubs here for Ted Lasso. Oh, limited series.
It's not a
Okay.
limited series. It's limited series or movie.
But did we looked at best but lead actress in a comedy series? I'm surprised there's no Ted Lasso in there.
I was
Ted
surprised.
Lasso won
that.
like every award last year.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Nah, I don't know. That and Succession is still nominated for almost everything.
Yeah.
Also with Toni Collette, only because I feel like she kind of, unless I'm ignorant about what she did before Hereditary, I feel like she really blew up after Hereditary.
That I watched that for the first time at your house, your apartment.
Yep.
We watched that in Space Jam 2. What a
That
night.
you fell asleep.
That movie was god awful.
We need a
freaked me out.
monthly movie night or something.
We should. Hereditary freaked me out.
Yeah, I watched that with Zoe also. I've seen that movie 3 times.
Is that the best horror movie of like the past 10 years? 10, 15 years?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it kind of does horror right. Either that or Midsummer.
Midsummer I found was boring. A lot of the time it's just people.
It's just
standing
disturbing.
around.
No, I agree. I like that Hereditary isn't very like just jump scary and it's just overall disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
But she was in Nightmare Alley, which got nominated for Best Picture last year. Was part of my watch every Best Picture movie. But I'm gonna go. My sister and my mom both watched Made, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I've heard it's really good. I'm gonna go with. I don't want to have to go with Lily James. We're gonna go with. Drum roll, please. We'll add that sound effect. Julia Garner in Inventing Anna.
All right.
Like I said, we're investing in Julia Garner. She did good in Ozark. I've heard good things about that show. My mom just binged it. So let's hope the just random selections will pay off.
She's a good actress. I don't hate that.
What's The Staircase?
Are you really asking me that?
What's it?
I like completely. I look down the list and now I'm like lost. I'm in supporting actor. I'm in supporting actor and actress right now. Inventing Anna. I wrote Ozark for Julia Garner. I don't know why. All right. Next up on the docket for us tonight. Do we want to do variety talk series? Does that interest you at all? No. Yay, nay.
Nay.
All right. Competition program, does that strike you at all? Does that tickle you?
Competition program. The Amazing Race.
I'm taking Top Chef. I love Top Chef. I like Top Chef reruns that I watch whenever it's just on TV. So like that's why I'm going with it. Amazing Race, I did not know was still going.
What is this television movie category?
It's a bizarre one. It is weird. I mean, do we want to touch that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, how do you go from Chippendale to Ray Donovan to Reno 911 to The Survivor? What is it? I don't know what that is. To Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas.
The Roku channel original.
Who's
that
Zoe?
Is
other than my girlfriend.
This is a bizarre category. I love Reno 911.
It's like Zoe 101. Like,
I'm a huge Reno 911 fan. So I guess I'm gonna go with that as my pick, because they do have Thomas Lennon in it still as Lieutenant Jim Dangle, who I think is one of the most funny, underrated television characters in all of TV history. So I'm gonna go with, I guess, Reno 911: The Hunt for QAnon on Paramount Plus.
they're so bad.
It's awful.
I guess I'm gonna go with Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Cute movie, great cast.
So you're going Chippendale.
Also, I don't understand the cutoff for these categories because I thought some of them like weren't allowed in because of a cutoff, but I feel like this movie just came out like 3 weeks ago.
It baffles me. It doesn't make a ton of sense for me.
Also, what's a television movie if it's straight to streaming? Is it just based on television?
Well, I think it might be like an original, like it's a
Oh,
TV movie, I guess technically. I don't know.
you know, Ray Donovan, I'm probably gonna check out because everybody loves that show.
Yeah. Supporting actress in a drama series. We're kind of back on track here. You've got
That's odd.
Patricia Arquette in Severance, Julia Garner in Ozark, Jun Ho Yeon in Squid Game, Christina Ricci or Riki in Yellow Jackets, Rhea Seehorn in Better Call Saul, J. Smith Cameron in Succession, Sarah Snook in Concession, and Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria. What do you think?
I'm gonna do this the way I started with the first category. Actually, I'm gonna just remove Sydney Sweeney.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, oh.
she doesn't have like all these characters from Patricia Arquette to Sarah Snook.
Out of your mind.
All their characters in their show like make me care about the show more. Sydney Sweeney, I'm sorry, you don't do it for me. I love her. She's great. I want to see her in more things. She's in that new Streaming Plus magazine. I'm gonna have to go with Rhea Seehorn, who I guess other than Odenkirk is probably the best part, and Mike Ehrmantraut is probably the best part of Better Call Saul. Like, she's a badass in that. Like,
she really is. I just
really took a step up for female characters in the Breaking Bad universe because there was not one female other than maybe like Jesse's girlfriend who I didn't hate,
Jane.
And Rhea Seehorn, you love her character. Like, at least I do. I mean,
I just watched the scene after Chuck kills himself and they kind of have like the will hearing. Spoiler. And she just like blasts Howard. She's like, you really had the nerve to tell Jimmy that you think his brother lit himself on fire. You want me to give him this letter that's pretty much just like one more fuck you to his little brother. Like that. She like in that scene, she just blasts the shit out of him. Which was just, you're kind of blown away watching because she walks in, she's got a beat up face and a broken arm from the car accident she just got in. With that being said, I'm taking Sydney Sweeney because she is fantastic in Euphoria. I think you completely miss it when you say she doesn't make you care about the show. She makes the show so she adds the tenseness and the drama to the show. She is so great in Euphoria. One of the, I think, the few bright spots of a show that I hate watched 85% of the time.
It really is a hate watch show.
Oh yeah, I'd sit down on Sundays, be like, all right, here we fucking go. Oh,
you do it to yourself. The fact that you watched it like once a week and not just like hate your life for 5 hours straight, which is what I normally did.
Just binged it.
Yeah, a little bit at a time.
When is season 3?
I don't. Are they in production? I feel like it came out like right when season 2 ended, like not for a while.
It got renewed for a third season.
Yeah,
4th.
I don't
directing it.
Okay.
Has not been a release date announced.
Yeah, there won't be a release. It won't be for like a year probably.
Yeah.
And listen, I like Sarah Snook. Her character Shiv in Succession is also really good. J. Smith Cameron, that's probably Jerry. I can't think of another female character. Which both of them are both really good. Love Sarah Snook. You hate her in that show, but I mean, just like Kieran Culkin's character, like incredible dry humor. but I'm gonna have to go with Rhea Seehorn, which I'm just happy that she got a nod for a
It
nomination.
is cool to see her get nominated because she is, like you said, the best way to describe her, she's just a badass character.
Yeah, like again, which is not what you got out of female characters in Breaking Bad.
No, Skylar, I hated Skylar. The
Hated
closest
Skylar's
thing to like
sister.
a badass character you got was what's her name? The end of the series. Um, Jesus Christ, I'm drawing a blank on her name. Andrea?
Who I don't who's Andrea.
I don't know if that's her name. The one at she got into like the meth business towards the end with the Nazis that Jesse Plemons had a crush on.
Okay, yeah.
She's the closest thing to like a badass woman in that.
Yeah, no, she was good. But also
But very
Better Call
limited.
Saul.
Like Rhea Seehorn in this is like she is essentially a main character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like Better Call Saul last best actress in a. I feel like I can't remember her name right now, but the very tall woman in Ted Lasso. I feel like she got like best leading actress or something.
Did she?
I don't.
There are 3 nominations for Ted Lasso for actress, supporting actress.
Yeah, I'm thinking about last year, but
Yeah.
I just thought they. I guess maybe it was supporting, but they won. Did they win best actor, supporting actress, and best supporting actor?
I think they cleaned up.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Roy's character won too. Brett
Yeah.
Goldstein, or whatever his name is.
All right, supporting. Excuse me.
Are we keeping you up, buddy?
It's 8:30. It's late at night. Oh my god, I was in bed. I think I was asleep by like 10 last night. I was in bed by 9:30.
Look how many. Oh my god, sorry.
It was so nice.
Dude.
What?
1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't. I was reading Severance as Succession. I thought it was like 7 nominations for that.
Oh yeah, no, that's literally all it is. That's what it looks like at least.
Yeah. 3 and 3 is a lot though. Or 3 and 2. Yeah. Those 2 shows kind of like swept that category.
So now we got supporting actor in a drama series. Nicholas Braun in Succession, Billy Crudup in The Morning Show, Kieran Culkin in Succession, Park Hae-soo in Squid Game, Matthew McFadden in Succession, John Turturro in Severance, Christopher Walken in Severance, and Oh Young-soo in Squid Game.
Spoiler, John Turturro and Christopher Walken, they are booze in Severance.
They're what? Booze?
Yeah, they're in their work life, they together.
What does that mean?
They like each other.
They're gay for each other?
In their
In like the show or not like real life?
in the show, in their work show life.
That would be like shocking. Like too. I was gonna say, how did I miss that?
It's a great show.
Who are so again, these are some of these shows I haven't seen or I've seen bits and pieces. I've watched the morning show, so I'm going Billy Crudup. He's I think great in that as an actor. Which I really it would be awesome to see 2 members from that show win awards. And Billy Crudup is also really good in Watchmen too. So I'm also kind of basing it a little bit off that. But I'm gonna go with him for this.
I'm gonna have to go with Matthew McFadden in Succession. His character as Thomas, I think it's his name.
Okay.
Yeah, which is in the show, the husband of Sarah Snook's character, the one who I picked for best supporting actress. Matthew McFadden, very sneaky, snaky character in Succession, who you always want to win. And at the end of that last season, very big turn, which he's a big part of. He's the whole show, he's kind of like on Shiv's side, on the sibling side. It's kind of just on the side of like want to keep the business safe. He's willing to be the face of blame for this big big allegation. He's just a really good character and also British, you know? Um dude, they're sweeping.
I gotta go back. What did you call John Turturro and Christopher Walken? What is booze?
I called them booze.
What is that a common phrase that I should know?
I don't know. Yeah.
Like that's my boo. Like,
Yeah. They're booed up.
You could just said they're gay for each other.
But they're not, so that's why it's like
What do you mean they're not? It's two guys in a show. Like, look, it's 2022. I have no issue. If
no, it's because they know they like each other in the show, and it's weird because they kind of like also just met.
You think gay people are weird? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the fact that they don't have any life outside of the work, they don't know what gay is. They don't know what straight is, but they have like a relation, like emotions for each other.
You're canceled.
Like the most that's happened is they held hands. Like, let's continue.
I like watching you like put yourself in a pretzel over this.
Listen, I'm just saying they're cute. I ship them, dude.
They're cute. They're cute together. All right.
Yeah.
Supporting actress in a comedy series. Alex Borstein in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Hannah Einbinder in Hacks. Janelle James in Abbott Elementary. Kate McKinnon in SNL. Sarah Niles in Ted Lasso. Cheryl Lee Ralph in Abbott Elementary. Juno Temple in Ted Lasso. And Hannah Waddingham in Ted Lasso. That Kate McKinnon one is awful. That should not even be a nomination.
I didn't know SNL is considered a comedy series. I guess it is, but I didn't know it was like able to be listed in the same category as like these scripted shows.
I mean, if you look at it technically, like it's once a week, it's a comedy.
No,
like,
I know.
It has like a slotted time for it, so I guess technically, but so like that, I'm not taking her. Who are you going with here?
I'm doing a little bit of research to see who some of these people play. I just looked up, because I love Ted Lasso and I didn't know who Sarah Niles plays. I don't think she's that funny in that show.
No, I'm in the same boat as you. I agree.
Yeah, Juno Temple. Who's that? Oh, is that Keeley?
Yes, I believe so.
We're going with Juno Temple. It's the only really show that I know of on here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I really want to give Hacks and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel a try. Juno Temple, her character Keeley in Ted Lasso, you love her. Her and Roy are probably one of the best parts of Ted Lasso. Like something that's not part of like the main story. Like it's probably the best like subplot. She's one of those characters that adds like a bit of comfort to the show. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah. So I was between Juno Temple, and Hannah Waddingham.
I thought Juno Temple was the last one. I didn't realize her, but I already picked.
I'm gonna go with Hannah Waddingham in this.
Yeah.
Just because I was between the two, I didn't want to go same as you here. But yeah, I agree with you on the Sarah Niles nomination. I thought that was a bit odd, just because I'm not. Again, maybe
she was a serious character of the show.
Yeah, I don't think she should be nominated. Like I understand, like she's in a comedy series, so technically she fits the criteria for it. But big thumbs down here.
Yeah, odd choice.
So next up, we have Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. We have Anthony Carrigan in Barry, Brett Goldstein in Ted Lasso, Toheb Jimmo in Ted Lasso, Nick Mohammed in Ted Lasso, Tony Shalhoub in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Tyler James Williams in Abbott Elementary, Henry Winkler in Barry, and Bowen Yang on SNL.
You go first.
As much as I absolutely hate Barry, I really do like Henry Winkler in it. Well, I don't think he's probably going to win. I think one of the Ted Lasso trio will win the award. I really did like Henry Winkler and was kind of like the one bright spot for me when I did watch Barry. So I'm going to go with Henry Winkler for it. And he's also a very good actor. He's hilarious. I'm a huge fan of his.
Did they win an award last year? Or did he win an award last year?
Ooh, I do not know.
I thought so. I thought I saw a picture of both him and Barry. Maybe there was a show that won something.
Yeah, that might have won it.
But I'm gonna have to go with Brett Goldstein and Ted Lasso, his character Roy. Also a great name. Pretty much everything I said about Judah Temple for Ted Lasso. Same thing goes with Brett Goldstein's for Roy.
Wait,
Love
did
is
you pick
dry.
Brett Goldstein?
Yeah,
Okay, I just want to make sure.
yeah, I know a lot of Ted Lasso options. Love is dry humor, a lot of character development in the show. For me, this is not a hard choice at all.
Hmm.
Tyler James Williams, is that
guest actor in a or supporting actor in a limited series or movie? I'm fine skipping that just because of the I feel like it's limited, and again, it's not, unless you want to hit that. I'm perfectly fine skipping both all of the limited series, the supporting actor.
No, I'm cool with that. We get want to just quick pick and don't even talk about it.
Yeah, I'll go with Alexander Daddario in The White Lotus because I'll go Sydney Sweeney in The White Lotus because it's Sydney Sweeney.
There's a lot of White Lotus. Jesus.
It's literally all
Mayor Whittingham, Dopesick.
Actor limited series. I'll go Seth Rogen and Pam and Tommy.
I can't pick a different one. Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Guest actress drama series. Skip that too. All the guest actresses.
Yeah, I don't. Who are any of them?
It's like Bill Hader's on here for Curb, for guest actor in a comedy series. Like he's nominated for that and also for all his roles in Barry.
I'll pick Adrian Brody for guest actor.
I'll go with that as well.
He had a funny role, as he had a pretty. I think he was like one of their biggest investors in the company, and they wanted to make. Yeah, continue.
It is weird. So Variety Special Lives, another one I'm fine skipping, but it is weird that they're nominating other award shows, but it makes sense because like they are on TV. So like the Different Strokes, the Facts of Life in Different Strokes, the 64th annual Grammys, the Tonys, the Oscars, and the halftime show of the Super Bowl are all nominated for that. Like I do find that a bit weird where other award shows are being nominated for an award, which I mean, if we're going by like pure entertainment and buzz around it, the Oscars should definitely win after Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. I mean, it's there shouldn't be no other like competition for that.
I don't like that Variety sketch series is 2 options.
It's SNL and the Black Lady sketch show, which I'm fine skipping again.
I didn't know that's what it was actually called. I thought you were just saying
that. Variety special pre-recorded. We said we'd skip.
Outstanding animated program.
I was gonna say that's the next one I want to hit. So for outstanding animated program, we have Arcane, Bob's Burgers, Rick and Morty, The Simpsons, The Simpsons, and What If. I've got like marble mouth tonight. I can't pronounce words. For this, I'm gonna take Rick and Morty. I don't find Bob's Burgers to be very funny. And The Simpsons, I think is just like overdone at this point. It's almost like Family Guy, where it's kind of we're just sick of it.
I do want to start What If.
I haven't seen it.
I am going with Bob's Burgers. I love that show. We even went and saw Bob's Burgers, the movie.
To be honest, how fucking terrible was that?
I think it was so good. I think you'd like it.
Oh my God. I literally saw that and just like puked in my popcorn. I was going to see it
was a musical.
I saw that.
It was a musical.
Oh God, that's awful.
It was so funny.
If this wins, if Bob's Burgers wins, I'm just gonna.
And I mean, with the same reasoning, I don't care for Rick and Morty. The Simpsons, I haven't watched any new episodes in the past couple of years. I probably wouldn't hate it. I forgot that the Emmys is for specific episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish they said that for the actors and actresses. Yeah. Like which episode they got nominated for.
Do we want to skip outstanding short form animated?
Uh, outstanding short form, and no, I would go with Love, Death, Robots. That's what that one is, right? But it just said skipped Love.
It just says Death plus Robots.
Isn't that Love, Death?
I think it is. Which is weird that they left that out.
Yeah, that's definitely the same.
I haven't seen any of them. I'm going Robot Chicken just because Robot Chicken
It's
was
still on.
a big part of my childhood when I'd wake up and still have like the TV on and I'd see Robot Chicken on. I was like, sometimes you get terrified and sometimes watch for like 15 minutes. So I'll go with Robot Chicken. Outstanding production design for a narrative contemporary program.
Severance, 100%.
I'll go Ozark.
Squid Game. I think it's between for best set design, either Severance or Squid Game.
Oh, I didn't even like comprehend what it was. Yeah, if it's set design, then yeah, I think Squid Game will probably win. Ozark is just like them at a lake.
You think that's what that means? Production design?
Or maybe like cinematography, like how it's not
Yeah.
cinematography, but like that, but like maybe just the way that the series looks.
I mean, production design for Ozark, the only thing that really stands out is that everything's blue.
It's literally like tinted. It's like if you go to an Instagram filter and you swipe over and do like the blue tint one,
Yeah.
that is essentially what you're watching Ozark in, which is somewhat nauseating at times.
Yeah, I actually like it because I mean it does make it stand out a little bit. It is just kind of weird how blue some scenes are. Like I wish it was just like a very light overlay, but I mean I kind of like that part. Squid Game, incredible set design, if that's what that means. It does say production designer, so I do think so. Succession, I don't really. That one might be what you're talking about of like what it looks like. Too Much Birthday, I do think that's probably Kendall's birthday, which did have a big set or big the look of that episode was like pretty relevant to the show. But I'm gonna have to go with Severance.
I honestly don't think there's anything else for us to go over here.
Let's do the same thing for the next one with like Loki best production design.
That was actually my pick when I looked at it, was for Loki.
Okay, I'll pick Stranger Things.
I'm honestly going down the list. There's some, honestly, like it's crazy that some of these are awards. Outstanding contemporary costumes. Then you have outstanding directing for. Oh, well, we could do this one. Outstanding directing.
Why is that so far down?
I don't know. That doesn't mean like that should be a top tier one.
I get like how we're comparing that one in the Oscars. I feel like best director is like as important as best picture.
Oh, so this is actually, I like this. Scroll down to this. This is outstanding directing for a comedy series, but it does an episode. It's like one episode you're voting on.
They have outstanding commercial.
Yeah, but bizarre.
Is it? So what you're talking about, is that past that?
Yes.
Dude, oh my God, this page is huge.
No, I know. It's actually, it's absolutely nuts.
Which one, for a comedy series or?
Yeah.
What's the Miss Pat show?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna have to go with Ted Lasso. Is that what you said?
No, I'm actually going Atlanta.
Okay.
It gives you the one episode that is up. So the
Yeah.
episode of Atlanta that's being put up there, I'm a huge fan of that one. The new jazz one. So I'm gonna go with that. You went Ted Lasso. No weddings and a funeral.
Sounds funny.
Now we have comedy series. Up for that. Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Succession, Yellow Jackets. I'm gonna go Ozark, a hard way to go.
I don't. Why am I supposed to? I don't remember these. Succession, Too Much Birthday.
Okay.
I just hate Succession.
Yeah, you have a 3-1 chance right there.
Perfect. Love the odds.
All right. I don't think there's anything else for us to do here. You want to wrap up our Emmys discussion?
Our first annual, which I know everybody hates, our inaugural.
Inaugural. Inaugural Emmys breakdown. Our somewhat miseducated Emmys. The words. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one. Or yeah, I think I'm gonna start that one. Have probably been uttered more than any other words on this podcast before.
Dude, I started so strong with drama series. I saw all of them except for Yellow Jackets. We get down to like best actress, and I'm like, who? What are these?
Like, I don't know. I have no clue. Anything else that we gotta touch on? Do you have anything else from I know we recorded yesterday, but
No, weeks ago. What do you mean? You're breaking the fourth wall.
At one point you said you're like, oh yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I was gonna say something. I was like, I'll let it slide.
No, not really.
Did you hear UCLA and USC got approved for wrestling programs?
I wish.
Moving to the Big Ten. Did you hear about that? Why don't we touch on that? That's crazy news.
Did we talk about this yet? If not, let's go.
Have you added any collections to your vinyl collection? Because last time, like the one time or one or two times I've seen it was at your old apartment in Enfield, and you had the Wu-Tang, the 36 Chambers. You had College Dropout was the big one that I remember.
I added a John Lennon one, the John Lennon Yoko Ono one.
Stinks.
Just a few. They're not even here right now, but just a few older ones that I've bought at just a collectible store that they sell for pretty inexpensive. I gotta show you that place.
Is that the store you're working at?
No.
The store you're working at, what does that sell? Like, what is the everything? So is that
when you think of collectibles? When you think of collectibles,
okay. Action figures.
Yeah.
Wow, places.
We take pictures of everything, or I do.
That place runs deep.
Fucking Beanie Babies.
How much have you spent paycheck wise from there? Do you think?
Zero.
Zero. You don't buy stuff from there?
No.
Why is that?
Because thankfully, anything that I'm really interested in, they actually don't really have.
I guess that works out good.
Yeah, like Zoe and I like buying Pokemon cards together. They have none of that.
Okay.
I love UFC cards. They have none of that. Their vinyl selection, not great, but pretty much everything else, like sports memorabilia, cards, comics,
Yeah, that's I guess that does work out nice. Is there a lot of Jesus Christ, why am I vinyl collectible stores in that area?
For sure. Yeah, a lot more than they were in Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut, since I got my vinyl, I had my record player, and I've been looking for vinyls. There aren't a ton of great record stores around. In Mass, it's kind of nice. There's doing my internship in Worcester, I've go to this place, Joe's Records or Joe's Albums there, and I've come home with some great ones. I got I got an Action Bronson one. I got the Czarface MF Doom one was a pretty cool one that I grabbed. And then for my birthday too, I got what were the ones I got? I got Because the Internet, the Childish Gambino one. I got another Action Bronson one. Not his recent one, not Crocodile Turbo. Jesus Christ, why am I drawing a blank? It's the same cover, color wise. Oh, Only for Dolphins was the one I got from him. And then I got
outstanding sound mixing for a comedy or drama series.
See, that is that's bizarre. Awards, I understand it's important, but do we need an award for that?
Outstanding special effects in a season or a movie. Outstanding writing. That should be more. That should not be under that.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
So on ESPN, before I let you go, I've been doing this thing every week. It's just a pick'em thing where it's with golf, basketball, football, and UFC. I've been doing a pick'em thing, and I kind of just blow through to my picks in less than a minute. I have the UFC card pulled up for July 16th, or is it?
Yair versus Ortega.
Yes. Do you want to help me put my picks in here?
Sure.
Because I've been doing absolutely terrible when it comes to this. Actually, all of them in general. I have not been great at even the golf ones. So it gives you multiple fights that we get to just pick. Fight one, Emily Ducote versus Jessica Pena.
Penny's been around for a long time. She's very long. Like, I don't really know what her record is right now, but
14-6.
Actually, I'm gonna go on there. I'm gonna go on 1 second.
I think I can send you the link, the ESPN Games one.
I'm gonna go on UFC's website.
Okay.
Because assuming they're probably in the same order.
Yeah, it works its way down to like the big big fights.
Yeah, Penny's still ranked. I'm gonna go Jessica Penny.
Dwight Grant, Dustin stole some fuzz.
Stole some fuzz.
I like that.
Dwight Grant. These prelims, they can go either way, to be honest.
Dustin Jacoby versus Don Un Jung.
Dustin Jacoby.
Bill Algeo versus Herbert Burns. Algeo. Ricky Simon, who has great hair, versus Jack Shore.
Jack Shore.
Undefeated 16-0. He is pale white though. He looks like he just got out of prison. Punhali Soriano versus Dalcha Lungiambula.
Soriana and not Soriana.
Oh. Lauren Murphy, Misha Tate.
This is Misha's debut at flyweight, so I don't even know. It's weird to make your debut at a weight class and be a minus 200.
Yeah, she is an 83. She's been picked 83% of the time in this.
That 100% just has to do with her name value.
Oh, definitely. That's why I was like, oh, I know that name.
I'm not confident in either.
All right, I'll go Misha just off the name. Shane Burgos versus Charles Jordan.
I like Shane Burgos more.
Coming to the end here. Matt Schnell versus Sumudarji.
Schnell's the underdog, but I like him more.
Li Jing Liang versus Muslim Salikovo.
You know, you've probably heard of Hamzat Chimaev at this point, maybe, right? He fought Li Jing Liang, also known as the Leech, and he picked up Lee, brought him over to Dana, like where Dana was sitting, just like fucking slammed him on the ground, like was yelling at Dana while still holding him, and just just threw him on the ground like a So I'll go with Lee.
All right. Michelle Watterson versus
Karate Hottie.
Amanda Lemos.
We want Karate Hottie.
Is that Michelle Watterson?
But Amanda Lemos.
Gotcha.
But I mean,
and then the
Karate Hottie on the main card for a reason, even though she's like, not too good anymore.
Then the big one, Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez.
That's a hard one.
Ortega is 78% picked in this.
Yeah, I mean, he has the better results. Yair was off for a long time and then just lost a pretty close, not close, but lost a pretty competitive fight to Holloway. You might have seen the video or picture that was going around after their fight, because it was like both of them just, arms over each other in the back of an ambulance.
Yes,
or something
yes.
like that. Ortega, I think it's a safer pick.
And then how many strikes will be landed in the main event is like the tiebreaker.
Is there an option?
No, this is we pick.
Combined?
I believe so.
I think there's gonna be a lot of grappling. 105.
I always guess like 78 for that. I don't know why. I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, Yair likes to strike. but Ortega does a lot of grappling.
I like that. I like that pick. Those picks right there. So we'll see how that goes. And if they go good, then this will become a weekly thing where I use you for my picks. But other than that, I don't have anything. Unless you've got something, we can wrap this up.
I think we're all set.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the My Parents Office podcast. Next episode, we've got a movie-related draft with Liam Smith,
Oh, that hurts.
the editor. You and me can do one. We can do one.
Okay,
the
right.
editor of my website, Student Union Sports. He comes on to give a little movie draft. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, thank you for listening.